Hello, everybody. Um, I'm Katrina. This is Sow and Tare. This is the live chat. We do this every Monday at 6 p.m. Pacific time, and it says 9:30. That's not supposed to happen. Well, I don't know why it says 6:30, 9:30 for you, Verna, but it was supposed to say 6. So let's see who shows up. Let's see who shows up. Sorry about that. I don't know why it says 6:30, honestly. I was on the phone when I made the StreamYard thing, so maybe that's what happened, but hey, I'm not late. That's how you don't be late, Steve. All right. Hope you guys are doing good. Verna's here, Vay's Place, and Steve is here, S.O. Swanson. And yeah, YouTube says that. I need to change it. I wonder if I can change it once I'm already in it from YouTube. I'm in StreamYard right now. That was oops probably on my part. I don't know if it was or not, but I will say it may have been me. Let's do edit. Edit. How do I edit the time? Or can I edit the time? If you're joining us early, it's not early, and I accidentally did the wrong time. And I don't know how to change it back to 6. But you guys can see it, so that is good. Why can't I do the time? Because it should say, I don't know. Anyway, you're here, I'm here. Let's talk. We'll see who comes on there. I didn't lie. I didn't lie. I just apparently put in the wrong time. I don't know why. Yeah. Yeah, I've heard it says, doesn't matter, Katrina, you are live. Exactly. I am alive and I am live. Yeah, so I hope you guys are doing good. It might take a while for people to come in because exactly, Steve. Apparently I'm 27 minutes early. So I was outside. I was going to finish the I don't need this one inside. I was going to finish the apiary stuff today, but Pacific Power is our power company out here. I finally found out what they're doing. Why the heck they're sending seems like millions of people out here to look at the same pole over and over again. They're replacing the poles from wood to metal next year. And they're doing all of these planning phases. And like today, there was a guy that he pulled up, and I was like, I'm trying to film this process for you guys too. And so, like, I can't really film with them, but I could, but I'm like, you guys hurry up because I'm filming this. And then also, they're just like, I have undergrounded electrical right there, like this far away from the maybe this far away from the yeah, away from the pole, and I don't want them to hit that. I also don't want them to take down the tree that's next to it that has been pruned year after year after year, not cut down. And then by the time they do the work, my apiary is going to be right on the other side. So good luck with that, So I have to figure out how to deal with that. I'll probably, I mean, I have to talk to my bee group and see how that works. Like, do you just close off the entrance at nighttime and don't let them go out for the day? If it's a hot day, that's going to be a problem. They need to beard. So it's going to be interesting. But yeah, and then last week or the week before, there was another guy, and I have on my account with the power company. It says to contact me for any sort of access. Now, the guys today were just on the road, but there was a guy who had a drone, a little tiny drone, not like a big survey drone, but like what you could buy in a store, right? And he was taking pictures of the poles. And there, you have to fly into my pasture to get to one of the poles too. And luckily, the rabbits didn't freak out, and I was there and I saw them, and I'm like, okay, well, you guys need to call in advance in the future, but go ahead. I mean, you're here. He had already had pew pews drawn on him. It was in the morning. Because yeah, at that point you're trespassing. I mean, you don't have any. I'm talking about the power company. For those that are coming on here, for if you're flying a drone over someone's property and hovering, people are going to shoot it out of the sky. And I'm surprised that it didn't happen to him yet that day, but he had already had people draw pew pews on them. And like, I don't understand why they don't let us know what's going on for the purely for the safety of the people who are coming out here. But I did find out what they're doing is they are going to be replacing the wooden poles with metal poles, which is interesting because last year they replaced the I don't remember what they're called. Somebody tell me what they're called. It looks like the base of a skull and a spine. It's a fuse. So the part of a transformer that explodes when they do that, it's that part. And they replaced last year. They replaced them with unexploding ones, and apparently they had exploding ones before. It still explodes. It's just internally kept. So after I found that out, I'm like, okay, guys, we have had wildfires start from power lines for how many years? How much damage has it caused? How many lives have been lost due to the power companies not doing things appropriately? And we still have exploding. I'm going to call them fuses. If you have the correct name, tell me what it is, because it's some sort of fuse or something fuse. I don't remember. On the power poles. And we're just now doing that. So that's number one. And then number two is, well, if you're going to replace them with metal poles, why are we doing this separately? Why not just do it all at once? Anyway, so I was very irritated with that situation. Nobody tells us anything. And it's pretty easy to just go, oh, hey, let's do a phone call that's not generic, that doesn't just say, PGD will need access to your property sometime in the next 6 weeks. Why? What for? What part? And you always have to call them. They always have the number. The callback number is not their. I'm sorry, Pacific Power, not PG&E. Because the callback number they say at the beginning, like before you even have time to have something to write it down, and then they don't repeat it, and they say it super fast, and then that's not a number that's anywhere. Like that number you cannot find anywhere, so you have to call back a different name. Is it an insulator, Howie? I don't know if it is an insulator. I don't think, because insulators don't explode, right? Because they still explode. If there's an issue, they still explode, but they explode internally, and everything's kept inside something. Whereas I think it is a fuse. Am I wrong? Okay, it could be. I don't know the terminology for these things. Anyway, let's go up and see. And that's the other part of it. I'm just kind of scanning things. I'm going to go up and see. So that's the other thing about that, Verna, is that so the high power line up on the hill, that has an easement that the power company at the time paid the owners at the time $1 for. And then all of these ones, there isn't any paperwork. With the house, I got paperwork of where the easements are, and I asked for paperwork of the actual easements. There's no paperwork. It's all word. It's like word of mouth. Like it's all transformer. That's what it is. I think it's a fuse in the transformer that they did. Thank you, Howie. Actually, does the transformer include the drum of oil? Because it's not the part. It's a part that's on the drum of oil, not the drum of oil. I don't know. In any case, there's no widths to these things. There's just a line on a map, and there's no like requirement for access written on paper. And I know people in the area that are not letting them on their land. So In my mind, if they're spending all this time and all this money to do all this stuff, underground the dang things. You know, I know it's expensive, but guess what? You do it once. Anyway, soapbox. Let's see who's here. Hi, I'm Katrina. I set my time apparently wrong and did 6:30 instead of 6, but I was 2 minutes late, which means I was early. um, Explosion Fuse, is that the name of it? I don't know. Okay, let's see who's here. Steve and Verna came on early. Meaning on time. Okay. Lightning rod is what it sounds like. So, Verna, I don't know how we don't have a whole lot of lightning storms here. We do have some, but a lot of power poles are metal. Most large, so the ones here on the hill are wooden, but most high tension or high voltage power poles are metal. And then they also have the big ones that are hollow inside that are metal that go way up. And and that is something that is done all over the place. So I know it's something that's regularly done. I just don't know anything other than that, like how it may or may not attract additional lightning. So that's a good question. I'm going to ask that to somebody at some point. Thank you, Berta. All right, Howie is here. Good evening, Earthlings. Welcome, Howie. All right. Yeah, losing more and more of your rights nowadays, Verna. It sure feels like it, and it's not really. With this, it's more that people don't contact you. Like they just don't say anything. So I'm gonna have to put up signs. Um, I'm gonna have to put up signs. You know, I was recently at someone's house that she had some stuff on there that I'm not going to have on there. I'm not going to say on here. But like no weapons allowed. No hunting, no weapons allowed. I will have an apiary, so there needs to be a warning on that on all gates, on all access. Warning if you're allergic, or not even allergic, but contact the owner. Don't know the owner, don't open the gate. Yeah, I mean, I saw not, let's see, it's a few weeks ago. It was the Pacific Power people, and they were trouncing through. Trouncing is a word I should use more. Trouncing through the neighbor's pasture. I don't know that they even asked them to get to one of the power poles, and I know one of my other neighbors told them, well, if you want to get to that pole, you better walk through the creek. So I don't know if they did that or not. But we've had, in the last month, there's been 3 different companies looking at the power poles and taking pictures of the power poles. It's like, why do we have 3 different companies? The guy I talked with today was from Colorado. Another guy was from Montana. Another guy was from, previously was from New Mexico. And I'm like, can we hire someone in Oregon? We're in Oregon. Let's maybe get some Oregon jobs in here instead of hiring people out of state. Brilliant idea, right? All right. Shawnee's here. Welcome, Shawnee. Okay, just walked into this, so thanks for clarifying. Okay, I don't know where you came in, but yeah. I apparently set it for 6:30 instead of 6 for some reason. I was here at 6:02 because I was outside doing some things. So yeah, let's see who else is here. Welcome. So Steve, there's a difference between survey and planning people and the actual people who do the work. They notify the actual work, not the prep work. And see, this is scheduled. I just found out it's scheduled for 2027. So they should all be talking to each other. And I do work with construction people, so I understand that that's the thing. It wouldn't bother me as much if they actually called me like they were supposed to. But I'm not getting phone calls. And I've complained probably since I've been here. I've complained probably about 5 times of people coming on my property without calling me when it's clear as day says, and they can repeat it back to me. Oh yeah, it says to call you. But when they sub, they don't follow through with that paperwork. So with handing that on, they do for like 2 companies, but that's it. All right. But you are correct, Steve. There are multiple people involved. Oh, expulsion, not explosion. Expulsion? Fuse? I don't know. Verna, I agree. All right. I have no trespassing signs. I need to put up more, but it doesn't matter because they can go anywhere, is what they think. But like I said, the guy who had the drone that was going up to take pictures of stuff, number one, if I had bees right there, I mean, the bees, I don't know how bees react to drones, but he would have flown right over where my bees will be, and that could have been very bad for him, and my bees. So that could have they could have gotten very spicy with him, and just the fact that he had already had pew pews drawn on him that day, um, you would think that they would, you know, be a little more careful, especially with flying things. And people have livestock and stuff too. So, I mean, they could bust through a fence if you don't, you got to talk to the owners. And yeah, I understand it's a lot of work, but guess what? It has to happen, Um, yeah, I don't know that that's a thing I could do. Howie says, put up a sign that says you charge $150,000 per hour to be spoken to on your land. Surprising you will not get visitors. Oh my gosh. Yeah, I don't think I'm going to do that. Yeah, no warning, no entrance. That's exactly it. And that's and the thing is they call you, they say they're going to be, looking at the easement on your property, and I'm like, well, I have one up the hill. I have like 1, 2, 3, 4. I think I have 5 easements for the electric, and only one of them has paperwork. So yeah, guard dog would discourage that. Yeah, it doesn't though. That's the thing. These guys go everywhere. Um, all right. Howie, I had an experience. I'm not going to read you what he said, but yes, I had an experience when I was in my Gilroy place, and there was a person who was unrelated to any organization. Um, the people of the city found out who he was. Uh, we did not have a drone ordinance, and he was scoping people out. He was every evening going back and doing the drone into people's backyards, go down, go up into the next yard, down, up into the next yard, down, up. We called the police because somebody's scouting, right? Somebody's doing something they shouldn't be. And yeah, they came back with, well, it's not illegal. Oh, really? Really? Because we can, I guess, illegal under something. Um, there was proposed, I don't know if it passed, but I think it probably did, a drone law after that. But somebody followed the drone back and found out who it was, posted his address on Nextdoor, which is what that town uses. And well, people harassed him back. I was not involved in that, but I say well deserved. So yeah, don't mess with people's privacy or their livestock or their property. Just don't mess with it. All right. Uh-oh. Vernon has to be quiet now. Howie, there was a case. There's been a couple cases where that's not where that action has not gone well for the person who did it. And I hope you know which comment I'm responding to. Right away means they have the right to be there. They have a right to be there with notice. And because there's no paperwork involved in these, there is no process identified for notice, and that needs to change. So yeah. Oh, I'm sorry, Verna. Yeah, so um, Pacific Power does have a process that has been identified to me. It is not being used. Yeah. Yeah, so that's exactly what I was talking about, Steve. So, Howie, if you were questioning what I was saying, Steve summarized it for you there. I'm just not reading these things out loud. All right. So that's my frustration. But good things going on. There's good things going on. I am getting bees tomorrow evening. We're going to go get them, set them up at night, and in the morning, they'll have a brand new yard. Uh, it'll be very interesting to see what they do, how they react, all that stuff. And I don't even think I met these bees because I don't think they were out the day I was over there. But hopefully they're nice. And um, yeah, they'll have good stuff. And then, so that will happen tomorrow evening. How many kits, Verna asks? I don't know. I have not gone up there after work because I was getting this stuff done. There wasn't any as of this morning. So we will see. I'll tell you guys that. I'll tell you guys that later. Yeah, see, Howie, that's the thing. It's I don't think it matters, which sucks because what they're doing is illegal, but what you would be doing would also be illegal here, at least. Maybe not where you are, actually. That's a good point because you're in Canada, right? So, Steve, the laws might not be the same there. Do you go get them at night? Yes. So, bees are to be moved, meaning packed up. We've all seen these poor bees on the bee trucks with like the shade cloth over them. They're like, "Help me!" um, so they get moved either at night when you know everybody's inside. You close up the front, you ratchet strap it down, and you move them at night, or you move them in inclement weather. And inclement weather means in cold weather or rainy weather, weather that everybody stays home. So the goal is to move the bees when they are home. Another way to do it is to close them up at night and then move them anytime the next day. But you do want to make sure that entrance is fully closed and that they don't, you know, you don't want to leave behind the worker bees. They come back and be like, "Where's our queen?" Yeah, so that will happen this tomorrow. So yeah, it'll be at night. Abella's here. Welcome. She says, "Hello, everyone. Welcome, welcome." What kind of hive structures are you using for your bees? So I actually had a really good weekend. There's going to be a video Thursday. I probably will edit it by then. About my Saturday. I went over to a beekeeper's place. She has 18. She has 18 hives. Um, we went through half of them and identified different things, and all of them are doing really good. One of them is a slightly weak, but it's not even that weak. So this was the first time she got into her hives for the year because you don't open them up in the winter. And she actually gifted me a box because for helping, and she knows I'm getting started and all that. And also, we know that probably one or both of the hives I'm getting from the other person with bees, are one of them or two of them are going to be splitting. They're going to get ready to swarm pretty soon. So having extra hives is good. So 8-frame hive is what I'm doing. They are, so those that don't know, it's like, I think it's like 60 to 70 pounds of honey in one thing, in one super. I think that's what they said. Is that what they said? Anyway, and so they can be very heavy to pick up. And I'm strong, I can pick them up. That's not a problem. But since I am beekeeping, I do have people around me who beekeep that I can ask for help. And, I probably will a lot with one of my mentors who lives on the other side of the hill here. And actually, I went and vaped there, learned how to vape the hives with acetic acid. Acetic acid? No. What is it called? Is that what it's called? Anyway, it's a mite treatment. I learned how to do that on Sunday. But I will likely be doing much of my beekeeping by myself, and so having the smaller things to move around is going to be easier on the body. So that is what I'm going to do. And so 8-frame hives, they're just the regular, box hives, like the ones you see on the side of the road, when they put them out into the orchards and stuff. And with that, so I'll have 2 hives with bees tomorrow, and then I have a hive without bees, and I don't have frames yet, so I need to get some frames. I'll be ordering a bunch of stuff. My neighbor is also selling some bee stuff that he hasn't used in a while, so I know I'll be getting an extractor from him. I don't know what else I'll be getting from him. I have been advised to get all the same kind of boxes. So like there's 10-frame boxes and there's 8-frame boxes, and 8 frames is what I'm getting because that's what has bees in them already. So that's kind of making my decision for me. Plus I was kind of leaning that way. And so any of the hives I'm getting, or any of the hive boxes I'm getting in the future, I'm going to try and do the 8-frame. Yeah. So that is good. Hopefully that answers the question. Okay. So hopefully that answered your question, Abella. And you'll see them for sure. Steve says Canada has similar law. Okay. Got it. So Howie, read Steve's thing. Okay. I will let you guys talk about drones amongst yourselves. I don't need to get involved in that conversation. We know my opinion, but we also know the law is probably not my opinion. Okay. So Steve says, so if a bee gets back to the hive late and hive is gone, he will then be homeless. She will then be homeless. Yes. Yes. Most of the bees in the hive are female. The worker bees are female. The nurse bees are female. The queen obviously is female. The drones, all they do is they breed the queen on her maiden flight or virgin flight. I don't know if it's called virgin flight or maiden flight. But they really just don't do anything other than that. And one value that they do have in which we actually did some of is drone comb is usually on the bottom part of a frame, and it's a bigger so you guys know what bee like honeycomb looks like, right? So honeycomb looks like honeycomb because it's hexagonal, it has honey in it. Well, when they make their holes for their brood and she queen lays an egg in the center of it, it's basically the same as a honeycomb. And then if it's going to be a boy, a drone, then it's a bigger. So let's just say the females is this big and the males is this big. I don't know that that's proportional or not, but this is the male. So which one's is a boy. And they feed it and raise it up and it's a boy. So the female knows to, I don't remember if it's fertilized or not fertilized. One of them she fertilizes, the other one she doesn't. For a female and male. Anyway, when that happens. And so she lays the boys in particular places that the worker or that the bees have decided these are where the boys are going to be. And the males the drones have a longer time of development, which means that for the varroa mite, there is hi Bruce. For the varroa mite, which is the main pest of the honeybee, it means that the female of the varroa mite they have their young underneath the cap. Once the larva is a larva, and then it gets capped, and then it kind of makes a chrysalis and changes into a bee, right? And during that time, there's a female. If a female mite goes in there, her first egg that's laid is a male. She mates with the male, and then the other eggs that she lays are female, and those females mate with the male. So when you have a female, a female bee, you have the chance for like one mite to be mature by the time it gets uncapped. And for the males, you have the chance for more female mites to be mature by the time it becomes a bee and is uncapped. So you could actually trap mites within the drone cells, and then once they're capped, scrape them. You're disposing of them. They're chicken treats and stuff like that now. You scrape them and expose those mites, and those mites won't live. So that are not fully developed. So that is a way to kind of naturally have them target those things, because they do somewhat target those cells, is my understanding, because there's a pheromone, because it's male, and I mean, not just because it's male, all of them have pheromones, but they know which ones they're going into. Anyway, I don't know where I was with that. There we go. Okay. Yes, she. Yep, I agree with you, Howie. I don't do that, but I agree with you. Yep, and Verna says male bees are only good for mating, but they also are good for catching, trapping, whatever. Some mites, which is good. And all right, Bruce is here. Welcome. And yeah, so that's kind of what I've been up to. I did order a battery operated auger for like drilling holes, or drilling for making holes for posts, and 2 of them came. So I went and checked my order, and I only ordered one. I only paid for one, so I'll email them and say, hey, you sent me 2 of these. I only paid for one. What's up? But hey, maybe if I have a friend digging with me. So yeah, that will be good, because battery operated is going to be just easier on everything, especially if I have solar, and solar is going and charging that, and I don't have to get gas for that. So I'm at the point with that now, that once I kind of get a few things calmed down, I'll be able to start making fences. So I'm feeling a lot better. It's just this thing is like hanging. It's just like hanging on. Yeah. So it's 6:35. I don't know why it said I was going to start at 6:30, but it's past 6:30 now. So welcome. If you just come on, welcome. And hopefully everybody's doing well. On docket this week is we have bees coming tomorrow night. We're going to go get them from a friend, and Saturday there is a. Have you made your video for next Monday yet? No, not yet. We'll get to that. So there's Saturday, there's a workshop here. I have some spots left. If you're local in Southern Douglas County, Oregon, and you would like to learn about rabbits, we are going to breed rabbits. We are going to learn about growing them. We're going to move them on the pasture, and we're going to process them. So, and with the price, you do get to take home a processed rabbit, one that you did, and go for that. So that is then Sunday. Sunday is our Cook With Me Live, and if you are a member of the channel, can do that. It starts at 12:30. That's noon 30 on Sunday. And the rest of the ingredients are up. They are up on a post that I made today on YouTube, and then I did put that on both the Friends of Sow and Tare and the members only Katrina's Kits Sow and Tare Facebook groups. So get your ingredients ready for that. And we are making fried potato soup because I was looking through recipe. Here's the book. So this is the book it's out of. If you guys don't know Rural Light, was a magazine. It is a magazine, something. And they have like competitions for recipes and all that. And so this is, what year is this? Oh, special little collection. It must be multiple years. But yeah, I mean, they have each of these lines is a different thing: casseroles, seafood, poultry, chili, soups, salads, holiday favorites, dessert, and breads. So yeah, fried potato soup is what it is. And thank you, Steve. And we are also making Irish soda bread. I can't find my bread book. I don't know why. I don't know where it is. So I had to look up a comparable recipe on the internet because there was two in there and they didn't have, like, it wasn't what I was familiar with. But hopefully the one that I got is a good recipe, or maybe I'll find my book by then. It's the same ingredients, I think. Basically, it's flour, milk. This has buttermilk, which is fine. So if you don't have buttermilk, you just have milk and bring milk, lemon juice, or vinegar, and you can make buttermilk that way. It's not real buttermilk, but it will tangify it, and somewhat curdle. And then there's salt. I think a little bit of sugar, maybe not, baking powder, and that's it, I think. So yeah. So that will be noon 30. And no, I don't. It's not a kneaded bread. No, it's a very quick bread. I don't think you need it. Do you need it? I should have thought about that, Verna. Let me look on here real quick and see. It's a very quick bread though. It doesn't have to do a lot of stuff. So let me just look at that here. So yeah, we do Cook With Me Live for the membership every month, and this month we're doing soup and Irish soda bread. Why did I open that one? I need the actual recipe. Okay, it's very small. Let's make it bigger. So, very affordable membership is, and you get access to basically, I mean, you get access to everything. You get access to all the previous videos. They're not live anymore, but yeah. Stir. If you want extra fluffy, you fold the dough. Yeah, it's not like a heavy kneading bread. I'm thinking of your shoulder. I know my recipe that I have used in the past, there wasn't any kneading, you just stir it together, but yeah. Yeah, it's not yeasted. It's baking soda. Yeah. Yeah, it's a batter dough. Exactly. Exactly. So we're going to do that on Sunday, and then Monday is I'm going to have I'm on a segment on Urban Gardeners channel, and that will start at 5. The segment will be sometime probably 5:30. I think it might be when they're doing it. I'm not sure what time it'll be on there. I haven't paid attention when it comes on, like at what point it is in the program. But I was going to do something tea related, but I'm going to do something else. If you've been with me a long time, you would have seen a version of this. But I'm going to be making ziti sauce, which I did not get the ingredients for. I might be doing something else. I'll see what happens. I'll see what happens. I might be doing something else this time, but I want to do ziti sauce one of these times, which is with borage and mint from the garden, dried. So yeah. Yeah, Shawnee. So you guys talked about tea a little bit, or we're going to talk about tea. So I figured I'd maybe wait for when there was more options available for tea. But yeah, anything to forage this month? Yes, yes. Oh, let me go up and see. Yeah, I can't do a lot of cutting, Verna. Honestly, you can do however you want to do potato soup. You can do potato soup, or you can just watch. But um, I mean, I think if you cook them first and then and like cook them a little first and then cut them, and then we can fry them. That will be probably better for your cutting ability. Do it left-handed. Yeah. Um yeah, so right now foraging. Good question, Shawnee. So let me finish up the other start and then I'll go there. So that'll be Monday, right before the live. So live is on Monday on at 6 p.m. Pacific time, and then so this will be at 5 o'clock is when the program starts, and then that segment is partially in, and that is a really good. It's a really good thing. That whole sorry. Urban Gardner he's a really, really good networker. He's a really good person. He's about an hour south of me. And he has a lot of good people on, a lot of great information. And yeah, there we go. Oh yeah, Shawnee, you gotta spell it out. Grow what you eat. Grow what you eat is what she's doing. Okay. Okay, so you're doing herbs, mentioning tea. Okay, good. I am going to do that then. I think I'll probably do a T1 later, maybe when more things are growing. Yeah, so things to forage right now. Right now we still have some rose hips. Goodness. Um, there is something flowering out there, and I didn't actually go over there. It's right there. I don't know if it's a flowering plum or if it's a hawthorn, but I think it might be a plum. Maybe the plum's flowering. I don't know if it's a plum or a hawthorn from here, but that is something that will be coming up. The I don't know if they're edible, but it's something to look up. The oh my gosh, what is the nut out here? Hazelnut. The hazelnut catkins are in pollen right now, so I actually don't know if those are edible. I should look that up. The maples are not there yet. They're starting to kind of create little buds. Once the flowers on that go, those are edible. The flower danglies, those are edible. But right now we have lemon balm that's coming up. There's dead nettle is coming up. There's little mustards. I don't know what they are, but they're a brassica. They're a mustard relative. And hi Don, welcome. And so that's what's happening right now. What else is there? Clover greens are there. We don't have any flowers yet. What else is out there? There's some dock leaves that are growing. There's no seeds yet or anything, but you can eat the leaves. Oh, there's a plantain the leaves are around, so that's more medicinal. That's not like something you throw in a salad or something, but those are more medicinal. I did see some miner's lettuce starting, so that is coming up. Miner's lettuce is a Claytonia. It's a purslane, and but the native one for here, and it's high in vitamin C. It's called miner's lettuce because supposedly the miners that came to California were low on vitamin C, and that has vitamin C in it, and it is lettucey, and so it's lettuce for the miners. Anyway, things are starting to grow, so I'm going to say probably the tree tips, so like the Douglas fir tips, are starting to grow. They will have you can use that in tea. You can use that to eat. That's also high in vitamin C. The rose hips are high in vitamin C too. They're going to be kind of going away, kind of getting yucky now, I think, pretty soon. What else is there to eat? I saw flower buds. I saw flower buds of currants on my neighbor's property. I think you can eat the flower. I know you can eat the currant, but I haven't looked at mine yet. I don't have very many currants here, but I have some, and they're very good. They're a white currant with bright pink flowers. So strawberry leaves are always edible. It's good for tea as well. And that's up. I don't know. There's a lot of stuff. There's a lot of stuff. All right. Violets. Yep. Yep. Let me see if I mixed anything. Yeah. So there's violets at my neighbor at my friend that lives over the hill. She has violets growing right now. And she also had some violas. So I will be planting. I got some seeds for violas. I got some seeds for thyme. I got a lot of flower seeds that I'm going to put in the bee area, and hopefully it'll rain a little bit and water that in and actually get some things growing there. And hopefully, I'm not going to water over there, but hopefully it'll do well without any extra water. Yeah. Um. So yeah. Oh, violets for the cough. Is that a tea that you make with that? It wasn't happening until I sat down. I just a little bit when I was outside. I think going from the cold air is really good, but it's not warm in here, but it's probably like 61 or something in here, but it's warmer. Yeah. Um. Dawn says I'll be here for 15 minutes, and we're almost there. Been really busy. I understand, Dawn. I totally understand. Welcome. I hope you're doing good. Uh-oh. Gonna get bad for Dawn tomorrow with the weather? Berta says that with according to Ryan Hall. So we're supposed to get actually Howie probably is supposed to get more of an atmospheric river than here. The Pacific Northwest is supposed to get hit with another bunch of atmospheric rivers, but I think it's going to be mostly north of me. Sorry, it's the heavy stuff. So yeah. Oh, Don says thank you to Verna for a sweet potato. Ooh, do I need to check my box? That's awesome. Oh, they had warnings this morning, Dawn, but now show no rain at all. Oh, I was thinking like tornado. Is that the kind of warning? You can't just say warning. You have to say what kind. Oh, just morning rain. All right. We were supposed to get rain today and we didn't. So, yeah. All right. And Vern's saying don't put the sweet potato outside until May. I have no idea what that word is, Dawn. Forsythia? I'm guessing. I don't know what that is in bloom this week in my yard. Awesome. They are a warm weather plant. Yep, exactly. So Dawn, the sweet potato doesn't climb, but you can make it weave. Like you can put it there and it'll stay there. Um, It does root into the ground if you let it go out onto the ground too. Yeah. Tea from the whole plant from the violets. Okay. Yeah, I'm doing okay. I should probably drink some of this too. I got some of this. I like it. I don't get it very often. Um, I feel okay. I'm not as stuffed up as last time. I'm just a little stuffed up right here. Yeah. Okay, coconut water with lime, ginger, and turmeric. I think it has sugar in it too, but whatever. Okay. Dawn has kits, lost half of them, and saved 3 of the 4 surviving ones in an incubator. Oh, they were on the wire below freezing. Incubator's a good idea. That's a really good idea, Dawn. They were all on the wire. Was it a new mama? Was it a new doe? And you have lockdown for quail. Awesome. Awesome. Ah, got it, Verna. Got it. Do you have a date yet, Verna, for your shoulder stuff? I want to make sure everybody sends you good vibes. Yeah. So, Steve, if I read your comment without the context of we were talking about sweet potatoes at the time, it's a very interesting comment. Hey, they don't have trailers or creepers, so you have to position them. Part of the job of the YouTuber on the live stream is to follow multiple conversations at the same time. Oh my goodness. Not cold at Verna's. All right. It's not cold here either. Oh, dandelion is also coming up. I don't have very much of that. I have some of it. I'm more of it on the hill here, but I don't have very much of it. Some of it's in the pasture. Mostly it's on the hill right here. Yeah. Okay. Oh, it was freezing, and now it's warmed up at Dawn's house. Awesome. Oh, it's okay, Dawn. I am fine. I was sick last week more. It's a cold, and it's just there. Yeah. Okay, so Verna says I have a Rudolph nose. I probably have a Rudolph face. I got sun when we went through bees. Um, oh, I didn't finish that story. Saturday, I went to a friend of mine that's in the bee group that I'm with, and it'll be a video for Thursday. And we went through 9 of her hives, and that's half of her hives, and went through, looked at her bees, checked them out, did all sorts of stuff, and spent a really good day there. But I did get sun, and it's still a little there, not too burnt, but a little bit. um, but yeah, it was a lot of fun. And so you guys will see. We don't have like a story for that, so I don't know how much time it's going to take me to edit it. But we did our intro at the end, and it's just going to be a bunch of bees and going through stuff. So um, we also tried to position the camera. My camera has this like thing on it that you squeeze and move it around. Not the camera, the tripod. It still has propolis on it. Propolis is, I'm gonna call it the glue the bees make. Yeah, you get it on your gloves, and it has it all over it. Not on the camera, but on the tripod. So yeah. All right. Steve has she says I have Verna's storms here, sending them her way. Oh boy. And she said you can keep them. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Dawn says I wrecked my hatch rate, my eggs, but I saved the kits. Dawn, Maybe that's where Easter Bunny stories come from. That's where the Cadbury egg come from. Should take a picture of one and a half of an eggshell, like a chicken eggshell. Anyway, maybe not. All right, Verna. Well, I hope that everything gets scheduled good and everything goes well with that. 2 weeks, she says, for the talk to the surgeon. Oh, Dawn, you might have more surgery coming. You'd rather have a boot for life. Oh my gosh. Good luck. Well, I don't know. Is that better? Might be too that I've been going like this. Anyway. Runa, I know. Whenever I wear, and the thing is, this is actually a Christmas thing. This is actually something my mom made me, to be an elf in a Christmas parade. When I was like in middle school, and it was huge on me. It might have been before middle school. I don't remember. Yeah, my Christmas colored clothes earlier. Yeah. Yep. My nose matches my shirt. Do I need to put the other thing back on so it looks less red? Boy. Bee glue. Yep. Okay. Dawn says I install a camera on the top of the doe's cage with kits. Awesome. So is she feeding the remaining ones? Like, did you get them back to her, or are you bottle feeding? Because bottle feeding's, I did it once and it was not successful for baby rabbits. Okay, Dawn says kits get out of the nest, so mom moved her rest pad over and propped it up and blocked them in so they could not get out of the nest box. How old are they if they're getting out of the nest box? What I might suggest, I don't know what your nest boxes look like, but I might suggest just pushing the hay down or in away from the lowest side. so they can't get out. And there we go. Is that better? My Christmas me enough now? Yeah. Oh, you saw it on camera and had to remove it. Okay. Dawn says it. Oh, I already said that. Jacob's here. Hello. Hello, Jacob. Jacob is also a member. Verna is a member. Jacob's a member. And we are doing our Cook With Me Live on this Sunday at 12:30. And we are making fried potato soup and Irish soda bread. So if you have not looked at the Facebook group for the members, that is in there. It's also in our Facebook group. This Friends of Sow and Tare Facebook group, which was open to everyone, and it's a member-only event. It's also just a post on my channel. All right, but welcome. Yeah, so Verna, I think Dawn got the babies into the kits into the incubator just to warm up enough, which I think is a really good idea. But yeah, that's what I was asking, if she gave them back to the mom, or if the mom, like, is she nursing them? Yeah, let's see what she answers. All right. Okay, she is feeding and they are 19 days old. Okay, that was the part that I was missing. That was the age that I was missing. I thought they were like brand new. Okay. Doe is the only mother to the kids. Caught them on the wire at about day 3. I caught them on the wire when they were day 3. That's really young to be out on the wire. How did they get out? You see them on the camera and toss them back into the nest every time. How did they get out? That's the question. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. And you're talking about the doe blocking them. Yeah. Um, well, hopefully Ravioli and Rigatoni have their kits soon. Ravioli should have them tonight if she didn't have them during the day. I didn't look during the day. And Rigatoni would be next, so I don't know if she'll have them the same day or the next day. But yeah. Yeah, that's the only way, huh? Steve, they must have latched on to mom when she jumped out. Mm. Mm-hmm. So they were being drug out. Okay. Okay. Yeah, so on my next boxes, they have about a 2-inch wide piece that goes across. So if this is the front facing me, it goes up, and then a 2-inch piece is angled like that, and it's supposed to like keep the babies in if they're still attached when mom jumps out. I don't know. I mean, I've never either has never needed to work or doesn't or works. So, yeah. Okay. All right. Um Okay, you do have baby scrapers, but there was too much straw. Okay, it was too tall. Yeah, I mean, when the other thing to do too, if you're getting stuck on the wire, so at 19 days old, they should be able to jump in and out. Um, but I use a brick and I put it as a step to get back in, and that has alleviated the problem of them being on the wire. I have lost one on the wire because it jumped out and couldn't get back in. And then after that point, I added that brick across the front, and haven't had a loss yet because of that. And I'm knocking on wood, hoping that continues. Um, yeah, yeah. So yeah, there we go. Um, so yeah, there's a lot going on. I'm gonna be pretty happy once this week is over. There's a lot of good stuff going on, but I also need to prepare for the workshop. Um, I need to confirm with everybody that it's coming. I know one for sure, and then a lot of people they're like, hey, yeah, I'm interested. Let me know, blah blah, and then I didn't get like a yes. So hopefully it's more than just one person, but if it's just one person, it's just one person. Um, I am limiting the class to 6 people because uh, I want people to have every opportunity to uh, process one, maybe two animals, and get more hands-on experience, have more one-on-one time, and all of that. So hopefully, it'll be better by then. Yeah. So yeah, pass that along locally. I will be putting out more. Um, I will be putting out more on the upcoming ones that I know about. So right now there's at least 2 more dates of rabbits that are outside of mom that I will be doing. So one of them there's 13, let's call it a dozen. Um, so that one might have like a 4 or 5 person limit. And then the one after that, there's 13, I think. I think one has 6 and one has 5. So I think there's 13 with that batch, the 2 of them together. And so that'll be one. And then I want to offer it basically every time I or most of the time I process. I think it's a good thing, worthwhile to do. And yeah, hopefully get more people interested in rabbits. Don says 3 days old is not enough to walk in nor climb out. Yeah, no, I was talking about 3 days old. I was thinking about the 19-day-old ones. Okay, they were being drug out, And being drug out, are you talking about like actually dragging out or that they were latched on? Then a few more days older, started to go out on their own. Yeah. Brenda says you were doing the same on your rabbit processing class that I did on my quail processing class. I don't know what you did. Limiting the number? Or what in what way? Dawn says, oh, you're continuing. Now they are 19 days old. Okay. And freely come and go, get a sip, and mom blocks them in. Oh, okay. I got it. I want to be a full-time nurse. Adam's here. Welcome, Adam. He says, hello, everyone. Welcome. Latch on. Okay, I got the full story now. Thank you, Dawn. Yeah. How funny. How funny. So, yeah. Well, these are good. These are good. So, do you guys have anything going on? You guys have questions on? Are we starting gardens yet? I know I did that video and I haven't planted anything. I thought I was going to plant stuff this weekend, and then I did a bunch of bee stuff both days instead. So it won't be this next weekend. It's going to be after that. I'm going to get it a little bit late, but it'll happen. I have them set aside. I have the ones set aside to go in the garden. I have one set aside to go on heat mats, but I just need to get through some of this and finish my taxes. I've had my federal taxes done for a long time. I started my state taxes and then I kind of put them to the side. I need to get those in before it's time. All right. Brenda says they paid for how many they wanted processed for the class, only charged them for the live birds and taught them how to process. Yeah, I have what I'm doing is I'm doing $100, and that includes so in this particular class we are going to breed rabbits. Penne and risotto it'll be time for them to breed, so probably breed penne, and then we'll take away the nest boxes for their babies. They'll get to see babies from ravioli and rigatoni, which will be not even a week old. We're going to talk about raising them with mom. We're going to talk about raising them in the pasture. We're going to move them on the pasture, and then we're going to process them. And I don't think I'm allowed to actually cook any. I haven't looked into that. So what I'm going to do, I think, is I'm going to pressure cook one so we can look at the bone structure, and whatever happens to the meat happens to the meat. I think bone structure is a good thing to learn about because it's much different than a chicken, which people are generally familiar with. So there's going to be a lot of stuff there, and then the price includes taking home one that they processed, and if they want more, they can have more. But not have more, but buy more. But this is I'm trying to make some money off of this, and I think that's pretty reasonable. It's pretty reasonable. So for a day, it's going to be a full day of instruction and question answer, all that stuff. So we'll see how many people actually take it. I know I have one for sure. I know I have several that are interested. A couple that said that it was too expensive. So yeah, we'll see. Okay. Abella says, I have a ton of peppers germinating in my basement under lights. Awesome. I need to plant mine. Dawn says, I started planting seeds inside the end of March. You not started. Then more in April and into the ground Mother's Day. Then heat lovers later. Okay. Dawn says, time for me to run. Everyone have a good night and get well. Thank you. Good night, Dawn. Brenna says, I still have lots of slips to plant. Shoulder has really slowed me down. I can imagine, yeah. Can't take pen meds anymore. Oh, your poor Tommy. I'm sorry. Bruce says, I finished my quail pen and order incubating eggs soon. Awesome. Do you know who you're ordering from yet? And what you're ordering? Awesome. Congratulations. Now, when you say quail pen, is it an aviary or is it a hutch or is it a cage? Pen kind of is a globular term. Adam says, I have my brassicas and onions started indoors, trying to find time to start my super hot peppers. Exactly. It's finding the time. It's not going to be this week for me, you know. And I also need to, I have on the floor, it's been there for months. My baseboards, I need to stain them and polyurethane them. Polyurethane? Yes. And I was going to do that in the spare bedroom once the electric stuff was done, which is done now, but I was going to do that in there so I could heat that room because you can't do it outside. And if I were leaving them outside, then they would get like mildewy. So that is, I need to do that too. I need to find time to do that. It'll be after this week. Yeah. Okay. And yeah, hot peppers are where it's at. That's what I like. Yeah. So Adam, I don't know how many people I'm going to have at the processing workshop, but if you'd like to come and help out, then that would be fine. I can text you. I know you had offered that last week. If you're still available on Saturday, let me know. There's 16 rabbits, and I don't know how many people yet. So, yep. Oh, okay. Okay. So Bruce says it's a dog pen that I wrapped in hardware cloth, 11 by 10 by 7 feet tall. Sounds like an aviary to me. Sounds like an aviary to me, for sure. Well, I love having quail in aviary. I, as you guys probably already know, I think everybody out here knows, I am doing, I will have a geothermally heated or geothermally cooled, geothermally regulated, there we go, greenhouse-ish structure for some plants that are outside of this zone that I don't want to get frozen. And in there, I will have lots of wood chips, and also that's where I want to grow quail. So I'll probably have, yeah, I'd call it an aviary, Verna. And there's a, sorry, I just got distracted by aviary. Yeah, so that's what I'm going to have my quail in. So once that's up, I am going to get quail after that's up. It's not likely to happen until at least the fall, if that. It might be next year. But I'm also thinking about like having an airlock on it, that double door system, because where it is, it then just opens out into the world, into nature. And so I'm kind of thinking about doing a two-door system on that. Plus, it'll keep in the heat or keep in the cool. So yeah. Maria says, I will have the tubes to mail out the slips. They may not be in a pot like originally planned, but it'll be safe and alive. That sounds good. Have you tried like putting in like a toilet paper tube and like taping the bottom or something? Yeah. That would be easy. Okay. Yeah, Adam, I'm gonna say I'd open up for you to either, you don't have to come. I can do it by myself, but if you wanted to come up and see the place and help out, then that'd be fine. So I'll text you. Awesome. All right. And Bruce says can be an aviary, but we'll start with 6 hatching time cages on a raised shelf. Okay. So it's going to be something that you try out as like that's where if they escape, they're gonna be easy to catch. Yeah, I recommend doing an aviary. I mean, you can stack a lot of cages in that space. So if you're going for like a mount, sure, do the cages. But if you're going for fun to watch quality of life, in my opinion, um, and kind of healthy, happy birds, I would go aviary, and I would do deep litter, wood chips, tree chips, and from there. But that's my opinion. All right. Yeah, cool either way. Exactly, Brenna. Right. So that would be also a good idea. Verna says, Bruce, here's an idea. Breeders in cages, grow outs in aviary. That's actually an excellent idea. Um, yeah, because you can have them below. They do figure out. So when I was in Gilroy, I had rabbits over quail, and they get peed on not very often. And only like once at the earliest time that they're in there. And they're like, oh, that's a place I shouldn't stand. So they do understand this. If you do that, just remember that you do have to turn the wood chips, like you turn compost. You have to be the chicken in that situation. So, yeah, that's a good idea. Um, and if you're in a small situation, I would put rabbits over top and have the quail on the bottom. And I have videos on doing that at my old place. Yeah. Oh, Bruce already has the plan. Got. Or the pan, which you can cook them in. Oh boy. So yeah, it's fun. Yep, already figured it out. Well, I'm glad that's the plan. Let us know how it works. I still would do the deep litter underneath, and I would still churn it like you're a chicken, because the grots will not churn it. They go about that far into whatever substrate they're in, unless they dig a giant hole that they need to sit in. In that case, they will dig that as deep as they are tall. Look at that color. Look at that color. Where is it? Where is it? Right there. I should have just done this. Look at that color. It's not the same color that's outside. It's more gray outside. Yep, it's gray outside though. So anyway, yeah, we are supposed to get some more rain. I'm not sure exactly how much. I should check and see if we're actually still supposed to get rain. It was supposed to rain last night. I didn't do the rain gauge this morning. Oops. I guess I'll do a multi-day for tomorrow. Let's check our rain. Hopefully there's no rain on Saturday. Oh, 7% tomorrow, 4% Wednesday, 47% Saturday. Okay. Hopefully that changes to Sunday. We never know exactly what's going to happen. Yeah, we're in the low percentages until Saturday. So hopefully on Saturday it waits for the nighttime or happens at some other point. But yeah. Anyway, so there's my plan. Lots of things happening, and yeah, that's what's going on. I'm mostly excited about the bees. I need to get this thing finished. I was interrupted, and I would have gotten it finished today. I will finish it after this with a headlamp. Mm-mm. No. Yeah, Berta, we can't do anything in that other house. I mean, there's no point in doing that. I mean, I have my processing stuff attached to a tree, so I do have a cover that I can have out there. I have a couple umbrellas. Um, it'd be fine, but yeah, I've done it in the rain before. There's some different ways to deal with that, but it's just how people may or may not like to deal with it, right? Yeah. Yeah, Adam says I was gonna say my sky doesn't look that blue 30-ish miles south of you. It's not that blue. It's gray. Like there isn't really any blue. It's gray. So yeah. Um Bagos, yeah. Sounds very busy. Yes, it is very busy. This is a very busy week. Last so I will have a video guys blip, blip, blip. I will have a video for you guys tomorrow. Talking about the difference between 12-week-olds and 13-week-olds rabbits when you process them. And so I processed some at 12 weeks and some at 13 weeks, and I'm going to be editing that video tonight. And that is it's going to be really interesting. For me, the results is that 13 weeks is probably what I want to do. It's going to cost a little bit more feed, but not a whole lot, and it looks better. But if I run into trouble with not trouble, like scheduling trouble, don't schedule trouble. It'll come to you anyway. um, if I'm going to be like, oh my gosh, oh well, this is going to be I can't do this week. I have to do the next week, or I can't do that week. Let me do a week earlier. 12 or 13 weeks, either one is going to be fine. So, yeah. But you'll see that you'll see how much fat you get off of rabbits, which is not very much. It's much less when they're on pasture. And yeah, my dad's here. Welcome, welcome. Almost dark here. Yeah, it's not really dark here yet, but the sun's been down for a while. Yeah. And Bruce's first eggs are going to be from Gidros. Awesome. Awesome. He says, I want to visit my dad before I start incubating. He was in Mount Angel near Salem. Awesome. Are you driving? You're going to go right by my house if you do. Yeah. Well, that would be a good visit up there, and yeah, I mean, you don't have to be around them all the time, but definitely if you're going to be incubating and you're going to be hatching and brooding, you kind of want to be there or have someone around that knows what to do when you're not there. So that's a good idea. That's a good idea. Yeah. So, yeah. So to my dad, we were on the phone yesterday, and I said I did that bottom line. I did the bottom line of the electric fence is what I installed, like in the dark. Like it was I could see about this much, and I was on the phone with him, and I apparently there was a stick sticking up. So today when I was, weed whacking under that and all that, I was like, oh, let me take this off. Oh, well, now that line's like on the ground. I had to tighten that bottom one, which doesn't take that much time, but I had to tighten that bottom one quite a bit. So it wasn't done yesterday, apparently. Yeah. Oh. Oh, Bruce is going to go up the coast and cross over Eugene and Corvallis just to avoid me. That will be a pretty drive. That'll be a pretty drive. Say hi to the ocean for me. I haven't seen it in a while. Yeah. Yeah. But yeah, you'll be happy with Gidros. They're good people. And what are you getting? What kind of quail? I mean, Coturnix or other. He has. So those who don't know, Aaron and Christina, they have Gidros. they have how many different kinds of quail? They have different kinds of quail. So when we talk about quail on this channel, we're typically talking about the Japanese quail, Caturnix quail, and he also has a he has a variety of other types of quail. So if you're looking for different kinds of quail, then that's it. A mix of Caturnix. Okay, awesome, awesome. Um, Verna's asking how far from the coast I am. I think I want to say it's like 50 miles as the crow flies, but it's like 2.5, 3 hours driving, I think. But I don't know that to be true. Yeah, I think that's what it is. 50 miles? Anyway, yeah, I may be off. But it's over lots and lots of, we have the Coast Range isn't just one set of mountains. It's like this. So, yeah. A good day trip, a full day trip. Yeah. Yeah. And I mean there's roads, there's like back roads that'll get you there, but excuse me. You hear stories about people kind of getting lost on the back roads and stuff. No cell signal, people out there without a paper map. Don't know how to read a paper map. Yeah. So anyway, it's yeah, I actually haven't been to the Oregon coast in years. I don't D&D's on my head anymore. Yeah. So yeah. Anybody have any questions? Any excuse me. Goodness. It's like this dry. Ugh. Anybody have any questions or want to know like what you want to share what you're growing? I know we shared that a little bit earlier. Um, I haven't planted anything yet. I have my packets of seeds in piles. After this week, I'll be planting stuff in the garden, and then maybe next week I'll be planting stuff in that need a heat mat. I should have used this a while ago. The Ricola. Yeah. So actually, I can ask my parents. When was the last time you guys went to the beach? Here, like in Oregon or California. Yeah. I mean, growing up, we always used to go, I think once a year, we would go to the coast. I grew up in Central Oregon, and so it's quite a trek, But I mean, even when I was in California and closer, I don't know, I actually was closer to the bay, but not to the ocean. Closer driving, but not closer distance. And so that is something that, I still didn't go very often. It's fine. Um, Vern says, I will contact everyone when I mail out their slips, so that way they will know when they arrive. Thank you, Brenda. I appreciate that. I appreciate that. Adam says, "Oh well, I'm prepping my lunch for work tomorrow, and when I heard how far from the coast, I said out loud, 50 miles as the crow flies. Jinx! One of us owes one a soda." I think it is about 50 miles. I measured it on Google Earth once, but that was a very long time ago. Okay, well that's validating. Yeah. Bruce says, I just finished moving, but still have. Oh, I forgot you moved. You're in Northern California now, right? Did I get that right? I totally forgot you moved. But still have so many tubs of stuff to go through. I still do. I still do. Plus building my new garden. I still do. At the same time, so much to do. Yeah, Bruce, my suggestion to do is plant the basics for food right now, and then add on to it when you can. I didn't have a garden last year. I actually had a neighbor that planted way too much. So I didn't have a constant supply of things, but she did bring me stuff every once in a while. And so I I'm having a bigger garden this year, but it's going to be a good variety. I did a video on what I'm planting, but it is going to be basics. I'm not going to experiment much. It's going to be pretty basics. And the reasoning is I know I'm going to be busy. I know I'm going to be busy building fences. I know I'm going to be busy doing some other things on the property. There's a lot of things I want to get done. So I want to not be concerned with a lot of things. And then in the fall through the winter, I will be planting up my food forest, at least starting to. And so that will be really good. Yeah. But yeah, I will be putting out at some point. It'll probably be after this week sometime, but I will be putting out a schedule of, I probably should do it soon, maybe next week. Someone remind me on Monday to do it. I will be putting out a workshop calendar for the next probably 3, because by then I'll know how many babies these guys have, and I'll be able to kind of estimate things for the next 3 workshops for rabbits. And then if there's a workshop you guys that are local, if there's workshops you guys want to that are local to do, that will be a really, really good thing for me to know, because I can design something around that. And again, that's if you're local. I'm not doing these workshops online. I do have a course online on my website, sowandtare.com. Go under the education, and there is a raising quail in aviaries course, and I think it's really good. It's very, very complete. I will be adding to that once I have seen what my goal is to be successful. I'm not going to do it as I go. I'm going to make sure that it is successful. I'll probably film some things as I go for that group. I mean, there's going to be stuff on YouTube as well, but I'll be doing special stuff for that group. Somebody just went on my website. I heard you. And that is something that's kind of like a living document. And so I do have that, but I will be putting up the workshop stuff for rabbits. And then, like I said, if you guys want other things, thank you, Steve. If you want other things, it was probably Steve, to have workshops on locally that you think I have knowledge in or might have knowledge in, let me know. And if I don't, I'll say no. I'll say like, oh yeah, we should do that. We should find someone to do that. And then if it can, then I can totally do that. So yeah, but I do want to do more local stuff, hands-on stuff. Once the food forest gets going, I'm going to do that. I do want to do, I'll probably do this this summer. I want to figure out how I do a, okay, so I want to do a not a cottage foods. I want to do a commercial kitchen here. I have the place picked out. I know I want to do, and it'll be a small, separate from everything building. But I need to, I'm not even there yet in my scheduling. What I would like to do is I would like to offer canning classes in the local area where I come to them. And because I can't do it I don't know Oregon law right now. I don't believe I can do it in my own kitchen that is not a commercial kitchen. However, if you do something in someone's kitchen, kind of like a pampered chef type of thing, and they do the work and you instruct, that should be okay. I don't know. I need to ask the appropriate people if that's okay. But that's what I think would be a really good thing to do, and say, okay, well, here's what we're going to do. Oh, what do you have, or what do you want to do? And we'll go through that. and do a in-person thing. So there we go. Okay, let's scroll up. Okay. Verna says, anyone here that wants purple sweet potato slips can contact me, no charge. Hey, I'm in, Verna. I will take some for sure. Bruce says, I brought over 100 planters with me on the move, most 30 gallons or larger, 6 really large raised beds. I should have taken so much more. Thank you for learning from my mistake. Yeah, that's awesome. That's awesome. All right. Thank you. Thank you, Verna. Yeah. um, Another thing I like to do is kind of partner with people that are local too, like, you know, get um get things going together and stuff. But yeah, I'm just mostly really excited about the bees and really excited that these trees are coming down, that I will actually get a get a chance to do my food forest this year. Yeah. Steve says you can sell raw vegetables and they can can it wherever they want as long as you aren't selling them the final product. Yeah. Yeah, you don't have to have a commercial kitchen if you're doing that way. Yeah. But I do want to do a commercial kitchen, and I do want to have a freeze dryer in that commercial kitchen. And yes, I do want to have it here. I know you can rent things and all that, but like all of your equipment has to be in there. So like freeze dryer would have to live up there. Um and if I did that, I could do, you know, I mean, how Mountain House has all these freeze dried meals that are super salty and that's all you can taste. There's a lot of hunters in the area, there's a lot of backpackers in the area. If I can partner with people and make those meals in that, you know, separate from the house place, then I think that's good. Yeah, lots of stainless steel appliances. Exactly. Yeah. That is in the plan. It's been in the plan for a long time, and I had that vision pretty much immediately as soon as I saw the place. And I know where it would go. So that is something. It's actually right next to where I process my rabbits. So it would be very appropriate to then have, instead of having them in coolers, I have them in, a refrigerator that has multiple places for, these things. I don't know, some sort of design function like that, with a drain in the hole, drain in the floor, or, stuff like that. So there's a lot of stuff that I want to do with that. And once I have that, I can do a whole lot of stuff. But until that point, I think it would be good to have a traveling course. And with that, it's not necessarily all day. It could be, but it's not, so this cat, I've now learned the difference between, I used to think it was Ringo. Last few times that I've like, oh, Ringo's yowling. It wasn't him. This cat has been hanging out, and he meow, meow. I don't know why he's been hanging out here. He has eaten the cat's food. I did catch him up there once. Mama Kitty's completely fine with him, and like, she doesn't go up to him or anything, but she's like, "Oh, you're there? Okay, whatever." And Ringo is nervous around him, so I think he's the one that injured Ringo. But that happened when Mama Kitty was still having kittens. So he might be Ringo's dad. He might be. Um, but he probably was the dad to her last kittens. So I don't know that he's displaying aggressive behavior. I think just Ringo is remembering the fight that landed him to get surgery, and while he was in there, he lost his little balls, which was great timing, right? Um, like, do you want us to neuter him while he's out? I'm like, yes. I've been trying to get an appointment forever. This is not the way I wanted to do it, but yes. Yeah. So yeah, he had an infection in his arm from him. Yes, yes, he did, Verna. So yeah, he's nervous around him. Mama Kitty is completely fine. It's really funny because she's just like, "What are you doing here?" And she's nervous about a lot of things. So yeah. Okay. My phone's probably gonna make a lot of sound now because that was on a group text. So I'm going to turn the sound off. Probably should have turned the sound off a while ago. So there we go. There we go. Yeah, commercial kitchen stuff. That's something I want to look into. Thank you, Steve, for looking up the rabbit stuff for me. That makes me feel really good, and I've sold some here, and yeah. Oh, that is a big question. Big question, Bruce. Bruce asked Verna, how much space do sweet potatoes take? I will tell you because I know she's not typing much. She grew her sweet potatoes in green stock one year, and then they got stolen. But they were full of sweet potatoes in the green stock. How much space do they take? Totally depends on how you manage them. The vines will grow quite long. You can flop them over on themselves. You can weave them up. They won't climb, but you can weave them up something that is vertical, and that will work. But it's up to you how much space they take. I have harvested sweet potatoes this big. I've harvested sweet potatoes this big. So, yes, it takes space, is the answer. Yeah, Steve says male cats will fight each other even after they've lost stuff. Yeah, exactly, Steve. So, Steve, his answer is how much space do you want them to take? Yep. Yep. Adam says, darn it, I could have bomb dived the live by calling you. I probably wouldn't have answered, but yeah. Oh, that's funny. I was actually in your area this weekend, Adam. You weren't on in the beginning. I was in your area, kind of near your area, I think. Um, Looking at bees. So I helped out with bee, looking in and checking out the bee hives and all of that this Saturday. So down in your area. Anyway, so Verna, I think I answered the question that Bruce asked. And Bruce, if I didn't answer it fully, you can ask it again and Verna can answer it. I was trying to answer for her so she didn't have to move her shoulder by moving her fingers, which is amazing how much everything is connected, right? Yep. So she raises them in pots and raises them in green stalks. So the vines can also root along the way. And so, like, if they're on the ground, they can take root and go into the ground and have more sweet potatoes, depending if they have enough time. Verna, do you know how much time those ones need to mature? There's different kinds of there's different kinds of sweet potatoes, and they take different amounts of time to mature. And so, depending on where you are, uh, it 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 may take less time or more time to get to maturity. Steve says if you trellis them, they would take up as much space as a paper grocery bag. Exactly. Yeah. So it depends what you do, and you can eat the greens too. So the greens are pretty good. Um, I actually have a video on my channel of how I like to cook them, and I like to mix them with things. But they are edible and they're good. They're also good for a lot of your animals. Yeah. Everyone says I wouldn't harvest them before the first frost. And I would say I would have a caveat that you don't want to harvest them when they're wet. So that can complicate things. And you don't want to freeze them. You don't want them to freeze. Yeah, just don't cut the vines so that more leaves grow if you want them to get as big as possible. And chances are, so they act much like potatoes, that chances are you're going to miss some. So you might have them come up again. Now, do plant them in a place that you plan to dig later. I planted some. It was very healthy. It was a very healthy, situation. But I just didn't get to harvest any of the roots. I planted some underneath an apple tree, and then was like, well, I don't want to dig by the apple roots. That was silly. It was a very healthy relationship they had. It shaded the roots and all that. So there you go. Oh, you got the link there. Thank you, Steve. You can cook them other ways. That's just the way I like to cook them. I haven't actually had them in a while. But yeah, sweet potatoes are good. They will come back. You're likely to be missing some, just like potatoes. If you don't want potatoes in a bed ever, don't ever plant them in the bed because you will miss them and they will come up every year or almost every year because they can start from things like that big. Yeah. Yep, and smaller leaves you can eat raw in the salads of the sweet potato. So let's make that distinction. I think everybody on here understands, but for anybody that's watching later, sweet potato is not a potato. Potato greenery is something you should not eat. It's poisonous, toxic, whatever. The sweet potato, you can eat both root and leaf. Yeah. Yeah. So Adam, you should go the next. I'm gonna text you the. Are you interested in bees? Um, the It's a funky date. It's the first Monday of every month, except for these first, which is why I changed the first Monday here to be the Thursday. But somebody took our spot in the what was it called? Well, you reserve the place for the first 4 months. So we were instead like moving things around. I just figured to keep my stuff the same. Um, yeah. Yeah, sweet potatoes will not survive a freeze. Well, the sweet potatoes will if they're covered deep enough, but the leaves will not. Yeah. Yep. Um, that's good. That's good. Yeah, growing your own sweet potatoes is awesome. The other thing that's really, really awesome to grow your own of is jicama. It's so tasty. And the variety that I grew, there's different varieties. And I don't know if this is true for all jicama or just the variety that I grew because I've only grown it once. I don't know why I've only grown it once. I have the seeds. Um, Jicama is delicious. Jicama is, if you guys don't know what jicama is, it's the white thing in the cut up trays um, of like carrot sticks and celery sticks and these white sticks that are tasteless. Don't buy those. Don't buy those. It it becomes flavorless very quickly once you cut it open. But if you peel it, because you're not supposed to eat that skin, if you peel it, chop off some, eat it, it's so good. Um, Everything about the skin of I'm calling it a skin, the outer part of the root is toxic, and the fruits are toxic. So do not plant them with your beans or peas. Don't confuse that one. But the root on the inside is so good. Um, It's like a slightly sweet flavor. Somebody tell me if that's a good description. Like a potato, but not starchy. Vernon says, not really. Like, it's not starchy. I wouldn't even say it's like a potato. It's juicy. It's juicy when done fresh. Like between an apple and a potato, maybe? Yeah, maybe. You check it out. Awesome. Thanks, Adam. Yeah. um but yeah, those are good. What I want to grow, which I have not grown, is yacon. Yacon. I don't know how to pronounce it. Um it's supposed to be really, really good for you and sweet. Um I think I might have to grow that when I have my climate controlled greenhouse though. I think. I'm not sure. Okay, Verna says the crunch from the store bought is like eating raw potato radish texture. Like a fresh radish, maybe. It's not spicy like that, but like maybe like a fresh radish versus a store radish, because that has a totally different crispness and juiciness to it. Anyway, yep, that is it. And I do recommend growing those. I'm not going to grow that this year. That does need, it doesn't need, but it does like a trellis to grow up. The part you eat is the root for jicama. And jicama is spelled with a J. Yeah, they're good. They're good. Anything else you guys are planting or curious about planting that maybe I've grown or other people have grown? You can give some advice on, because yeah, Jamaica. I don't think that's the right spelling, is it? Is it? It's Jicama. Yeah, that's the place. Jamaica is the place. There we go. Steve got it. Thank you. I don't know where they originate. I want to say it's like Africa or South America or something, but I don't know why I want to say that. I think I used to know. I typically look up a plant. See, not perfect. We've got proof. Okay. 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 So Adam says the best way I can explain the crunch is between an apple and a celery. Maybe it's just me. I would say it's closer to between an apple and a radish. The potato from from Verna was the potato part was throwing me, but the radish is a little closer, but it's a little juicier than a radish. I don't know. Probably depends on the one you do. Okay, Steve says sweet root vegetable from Mexico, often called the Mexican turnip. I should have known that. The whole pronunciation thing. J is an H sound. Of course, it's Spanish or Mexican. Mexican turnip. Jaja? Haha? Mmm. You know, but a llama's still a llama, right? It's not a llama. I don't think it's spelled that way in Spanish. Anyway. Yeah. So Well, that's what's going on here. Um, a lot of stuff, a lot of plans, a lot of stuff finding happening. Um, I did get my auger, my battery powered auger in the mail today, not in the mail, in by FedEx today. I got two. I ordered one, paid for one. So I'll email them and say, hey, I bought one, I ordered one, I paid for one. You guys sent me two. What do you want me to do? So maybe if they say keep it, I'll find someone who wants to help me do holes. hmm Yep. Yep. Video on the auto tune. I tried to get them to sponsor me, but I think I'm too small a channel. I heard about them from Morgan with Goldshaw Farm, and I was talking to him and asked him if they oh, good night, Verna, and I hope you're feeling better. And say hi to Lucy. Um, and he said, they sent him one, and he tried out and he loves it, and he had a video on it sponsored, and then I'm like, okay, well, let's see how he likes it after the first time. And he says he used it several times, and he loves it. So I figure I know someone that is um, you know, he's kind of pre-approved it for me. Um, and I'm a moderator on his channel. I don't know if you guys know that, but um, so that's a really cool thing to have a little bit of knowledge about that someone actually uses beyond the video. But yeah, I did try and get them to sponsor me. Basically, just give me it and give you guys a percentage off. But um, they didn't answer, and so I think I was too small. They did answer and say, "Okay, here's the information that you need to send to us, and we'll send it on." And then they replied, "We've sent it on to the whatever department. There's no need to follow up on this. If they want to, they'll contact you." So that, or maybe they sent me that at the same time that I ordered. I don't know. Anyway, I haven't heard anything from them, but I'll do a video with it, you know, because I do want to get back, to some places that extension cord's not going, which I don't even know if they make a plug-in one, probably not. And I don't want to lug around gas. So I do have the solar panels here. It sounds like the battery lasts quite a while. And so if go do it as long as the battery lasts and then go inside for a break. Yeah. Sue says maybe instead of a second battery, they just sent it connected to the hawker. Yeah. These kids have been riding like four-wheeler type things. They're next to each other. They're like dirt bikes. And they've been going by a lot. I don't know why. They did it this summer. I don't know why today is the day to do that. Yeah. Anyway, yeah, I haven't opened them up yet. On the online, it looked like a battery that's very similar to the Ryobi, and I kind of want to ask them. I'll see if it looks similar. And like, if they're made by the same people, you know how some companies are owned by other companies and all that. Because if they're made by the same people, they might be the same battery, just a different color. Um, yeah. Yeah, Steve says dirt bikes, four wheelers, and side by sides are a normal means of transportation around here. These are people just like going up and down for fun, making tons of noise. So yeah. Hmm. Anyway, um, so mostly good things happening over here. Tomorrow's video is going to be on rabbits that are processed already. Thursday's video is going to be on um, bees that I looked at on Saturday. Saturday we have the rabbit workshop here locally. Sunday we have the Cook With Me Live at noon 30. And Sunday, and then Monday, we have over on the Urban Gardeners channel. I'm going to be the segment for Grow What You Eat. I'm going to have a segment over there, and so go ahead and check in on that. Hit that program starts at 5. It's going to be sometime between 5 and 6. And then, yes, I still have to do the Urban Gardener video. Yep. Yep. That I will do. That I will do this week. I need to do it. I need to look at what I need to get. And then I will decide where I'm going. I think I need Greek yogurt. And I don't think the local one has it. But I have the local grocery store. I may have to go elsewhere. But we will deal with that after tomorrow. Well, tomorrow's B-Day. So, and then the live chat next week will be 6 p.m. Pacific time. So, busy week. Busy week. All right, guys. Well, that is my week. That is the live. I hope you guys are good. I'm thinking it's time to get outside with my headlamp, move some bunnies, feed some bunnies, feed some kitties, but finish up the. I might not do that. I'm gonna have time tomorrow to finish that up, so I think maybe I'll do that tomorrow. Not the moving of the bunnies and stuff. That'll happen tonight. But I'll finish up the fencing and getting ready for the bees tomorrow, because I know we're going to go over there probably around dusk. That's probably when we're going to go around there. So yeah. Steve says 6 p.m. Not what it may say on the screen. 6 p.m. here, Pacific time. Yeah, I'll try not to put it for 6:30 like I did today for some reason. Sorry, guys. All right. Well, hopefully I'll see you guys amongst all these things. And if not, I'll see you back here on Monday for 6 p.m. Pacific time live chat. But hopefully I'll see you in some of these other activities. So thanks for coming. Thanks for watching. And have a wonderful, wonderful week. Good night, guys.